here with Coach Huntoon, and I guess starting off, let's talk about high jump. You know, some new faces, and talk about how they've been doing in training and leading up to the season.
Yeah, it's been a good fall on the women's side. You lose Emma, indoor and outdoor defending champion in the Big Ten, and so some big shoes to fill. But real pleased with the progress, Sarah Maxon in particular. And then there's and I tell you, Mia McKinnon's had a great fall and doing some really good things here right now, getting a lot more comfortable with just her approach that we've been adjusting for a while. But the 4 freshmen are going to be interesting. It's a bit of a mixed bag right now. 3 in particular, and you've got Carly Harold, out of state of Indiana, 6-foot tall girl who it's kind of a great thing and a curse to be 6 foot tall, I think, as a girl sometimes, in that you have to get the idea and just expand your horizons as to where you can get to. And so we're working on, there's a lot of technical things that we're working on with her, but real pleased with the progress. Michelle Adeni is a young lady who is just, the best way to describe Michelle is just raw talent and makes some great adjustments. Boy, it's kind of a coach's dream when you make a comment and a kid can just turn it into an action right away within the next exercise or two. So it's been great doing that. And then Sydney Anderson is a kid who kind of brought in as a multi-athlete potential in the long run. She's probably a young lady who'll be stick with her strong suits this year in the high jump and the 400 4x4s. But quite frankly, she's a little different high jumper than what we've had here. She's a true speed jumper, and something that a lot of people will notice. She's a lot different than the rest of them, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's just her style, and as her and I are both coming to grips with it, it's the last couple weeks have been really good. So we're excited about that. On the guy side, you just don't really immediately fill the shoes of Derek Druin moving on. Stephen Leonard is maybe probably coming in at the best time, in a sense that he'll have an opportunity to be his own man. You know, he can just come out. And the neat part about it is that he's got 3 multi-guys who are doing really well. That 2 of them, high jump is their forte. Stephen Keller, past state qualifier in the state of Indiana, who, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if I had 3 7-footers. I'll go ahead and say it. And they're going to be consistently taking attempts at it. I know that for sure. And then Dylan Anderson, who's turned into, you know, quite the number 3, I believe, all time on the Big Ten or on IU's list in the decathlon, and a kid who is just, he's really progressing in all the events. And high jump was actually one of his better ones last year, but he's doing even better in the fall. So it's a solid group, and a group that we expect a lot out of.
The other jumps that you coach with the long and the triple jump, and what you see from them.
On the men's side, in the long and triple jump, are the 2 guys back from last year's squad. Adam Brown, and predominantly a long jumper, who he'll run short sprint or 2 every now and again. Adam's worked on some speed, gained a little bit of strength over the summertime. And Adam's a guy that's, I think, about ready to put something together. Whether it's good enough in this conference, I don't know. But I know Adam's putting the time in and the effort in to try to get to that level. Richard Roush, Jr. now, he's doing, we tease about grown man strength. He's doing grown man stuff now. I mean, the bounding exercises, the work in the weight room, the level of effort in the running events that he's doing practice-wise. I have great expectations for Richard, and he does too. That always takes a little while for a coach and an athlete relationship to kind of bond. He's always been on board, and he's a kid who's been fun to work with, but the conversations are just different now already this fall, and it's awesome because it's a little nod or it's a little comment, it's a hint of a suggestion, and he goes right to it. It's kind of like what I was talking about with Michelle earlier, that she just got intangibly, but you know, Richard's a kid who was knocking right on the door last year, and this is going to sound so cheesy, but he's a kid who I fully expect to just kick the door down. I mean, he's got the ability to do some very special things here in 2 events that are, I was going to say maybe 2 of the better events history-wise at Indiana, but certainly the to crack into the top 10 of either the long or the triple jump takes some pretty superior efforts, All-American type efforts, but that's his goal, so it's not anything that would surprise me. On the ladies' side, we finally have some. It's been a few years. Young lady Ari Nelson, the state champion from Indiana, just a little competitor. I mean, there's no two ways about it. She's a kid who, you know, from day one in practice has brought in an enthusiasm and just a level of work that has made others not have a choice but to stay up with her, and so it's a great addition, and she hasn't even done anything for us yet. And we've got a couple young ones. Danielle Quinn was kind of a later addition to the program. She's a Canadian, won the OFSA championship, which up there is the Ontario-based. Really came out at the end of the year last year. And another one who's really growing, another cheesy thing, in leaps and bounds for a triple jumper. Triple jump's her best event. She got to be 40-footer, 1230, 1240. But a kid who's starting to come into her own, and especially in these last couple weeks. So it's been, the fall is tough. We go so long, we train 8, 9, 10 weeks, and nothing really to look forward to. And sometimes when you're young, you can lose focus as to what's going on.